What is up, everyone? Mail day action. Finally can breathe. It's been a tumultuous work period. Probably been going hard for 5 or 6 weeks. Haven't been able to rip anything. A lot of this stuff here, it's late March-ish when I'm recording this. Brandon Ingram had his knee issue last night. Why does it matter? He's on my fantasy team and it's playoff time. That's the only reason it matters. Tyrese Halliburton over here bitching like a bitch, like I talked about before. He's over here crying. Biggerstaff, the coach, is crying. Halliburton talking about how people only care about his ability to make them money. DraftKings and everything like that he cited. Fantasy basketball, obviously. And just to show you how out of touch rich people are. He's over here talking about people only caring about money when he's complaining, as I mentioned before, about not being able to make an all-NBA team, possibly because of the 65-game rule. What reason could he have for wanting to make one of those teams? What could it possibly be that has something to do with that extension? Could it be money? Tyrese? Hypocrite. That's why, by and large, you understand that NBA players are stupid. It's just what it is. They can't help themselves. What we've got here is we got a lot of nonsense going on. A lot of this stuff's been accumulating. Backup, Monopoly, Prism, haven't been able to open it. All of this stuff here. Series 1. We don't really care about Series 1. But all of these things here that you'll see, these are going to be coming to the channel soon. A lot of openings going on. Come on, getting neglected on the garbage pail, kids. All of this stuff. Oh, got some of this stuff too. I'll be ripping some old stuff. Finally have time to do that. Let's talk about some mail day action. Got a little Sean Strickland action here. I'll select rookie. That dude. Woo! Talked about these cards in a different video. Hopefully I've put it up already. Lemon, Horton, Ennis. These were cards I was talking about. Chrome cards you can see here. Again, some moisture. Some moisture keeps getting in the cards. So I was talking in that video about how, you can see it there, how you have to keep on top of these cards. Keep checking your cards if you have them in top loaders. It'll happen even in penny sleeves, but I think top loaders will probably be more so when it smooshes the stuff in and keeps the moisture in. Definitely check your chrome cards because that moisture will leave these white spots on the card that you can't get out. This may not even help get rid of the spots. What's going on with Kurtz? It's about a week since that whole Kurtz PSA Wembanyama thing happened. Pretty hilarious if you ask me. I just don't care if somebody, and that'll put me at odds actually with some of the people that I watch. I don't care, as I said, unless somebody's recoloring a card or trimming a card. My boy Tedo put it appropriately when he said, when you go to sell a card, you wax your car, clean it up, make it look as presentable to the eye as possible for the prospective buyer, right? So are you not going to buy a car off of somebody that's been waxed, shined up? That's what I'm talking about. If a card comes from the factory with print lines and scratches on it and things like that, why are we supposed to, and this is just from a collector, seller, flipper, whatever you want to call yourself, versus these companies that put out cards, not so much versus other people in the hobby or the industry. But if a card comes to you that way, what is your responsibility for taking on a company's garbage? If these companies, Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, etc., put out garbage, why should you accept that for your money that you pay? And I'm going to get into that when I talk about these Anthony Richardsons here in a bit that I got from Leaf. Let me show you some mail day stuff real quick. I'll show you a couple Richardsons, and then I'll show you how Topps did me dirty on an auto redemption. Football stuff here. Autos, numbered stuff for the most part. Most of the things here that you'll see going by paid anywhere from $5 to $10 for. Some Sapphire, Troy Franklin, look for him in the draft. Relique a couple years. Torrey Horton, this guy I've been picking up. Holstein, grabbed him on the cheap. He actually transferred to Pittsburgh. Obviously not going to get a shot at Alabama. Adani, look for him in the draft like I talked about. Kool-Aid, same thing. Kool-Aid, JaQuincy. Ennis, a guy to look for in future years. Same thing with Stewart and Arnold. Had to pick up a couple Brian Thomas Jr. green to 99s. Look for him again, mid-ish first round, mid to late is what I'm seeing. Be great if he ended up somewhere like Kansas City. Waddell, Darren Baker autos. Filipowski with his knee. Powski. He's so precious. Had to pick a precious. Picking a precious. Vizina, I guess he should have been over there with the others. Picked up a lot of Achua. He was killing it for my fantasy team. Had to move on from him, though. He helped me out a lot when Anunoby was out. OG came back and got hurt again. But it seems like the Knicks decided to go a different direction. So the direction they went with that particular player, I'm picking him up now. And he's on my fantasy team as well. Fantasy team, like I said, it's playoff time. I ended up in second place, just one game ahead of third place. My boy John finished in third. I have a bye this week. Looks like John is going to win, so he and I will face off in the semifinals. By the time you see this video, the playoffs will long have since been over. Anthony Richardson Leaf. Let's get into this. Talking about card quality. And I'm not even going to bother. I ordered a bunch of these, and I will put up still shots if it doesn't show here, because it's really faint. You can see it there. No need for still shots. I only opened a few of these to take a look, and every one of them was the same way. Print lines all the way. Brutal, right? Now, if you just look at the card like this, ooh, baby. Ooh, baby, she's a gem. She's a 10. But, again, when you pull it in closer, you can see there, maybe not all the way. I'd exaggerate a little bit, but definitely somebody took a rake to it down there at the bottom of that card. Only took a look at a couple of them, and they were all the same. I had an issue with an order. I had ordered some Junior Caminero of these as well. These gold are numbered to $199, and they're $9.99 each on the Leaf site. The Caminero didn't get delivered to me. Address snafu. I saw these Richardsons, and it kind of worked out for the best. There you see, again, you see it up in here this time. Try to get the light. There it is. Again. And I guess I should show you the numbering so you know that those aren't the same card. It's at 177 on that one. The first one I showed you was 146. Leaf didn't contact me when those items were returned to them, so I just opened up a case. With PayPal, I used PayPal credit to buy those, and then Leaf contacted me after that. It's amazing how that works, right? The credit card company involved, and all of a sudden they decided to give customer service. They asked me if I wanted the cards sent back. I said no. You can keep those. Like I said, after seeing just a couple Richardsons, I was like, hells to the knob. Now, with these Richardsons, you can probably dump those on somebody, take a shot on somebody, be a pathetic loser seller, like one I had to deal with recently. Probably double your money on that stuff, but I don't roll like that. I need to get these cards that are getting wet and juicy. Got to get them up out of their top loaders once again so they can aerate. That's what I do when I have cards where that keeps happening. I'll take them out of the top loader, take them out of the sleeve as well, of course, and then I'll wipe them down, do whatever I can do, just let them sit somewhere for a couple days. I don't know if it works, but that's what's happening with those cards. Unfortunate, because those cards are all in pretty good condition too. Those ones would be ones I would grade at some point down the line if those guys hit. Of the three, Horton is a lot closer. Innis and Lemon, still pretty young. One last thing I wanted to show you, then we're going to get out of here. And I am going to go off and do some opening videos. Not sure how I'm going to throw this all together. Probably do some comparison with the basketball. Football, probably just open those standalone. Monopoly with the regular Prism. Compare those two. Merlin, standalone. Topps package. This was actually an auto redemption I pulled out of 2021 Chrome. This was a Carlos Correa. I'll show you here. Carlos Correa, set it there. Carlos Correa, 1986. Of the throwbacks they did, auto. From my understanding, knowledge from some time ago, I have to re-look this up, but my understanding is those 86s were a really tough pull. That doesn't mean it's super valuable, and it's Carlos Correa. He's solid, but I think we can say that based on how his early career trajectory was, that he kind of fell off a bit. So what is the card worth? Can't find any comps because, you know. So Topps gave me the option to take $50 in credit from their crappy store or see what's behind door number 2. I chose door number 2, took a sneak peek already, This thing sat on the couch for a month or so before I even looked at it. I took a sneak peek. I know what it is already, but let this be maybe a bit of a warning. If you see people who don't take the credit and they're getting something far better than $50, remember $50 in top store credit versus whatever they're going to send you. In my case, they said, hey, you know what, asshole? You refuse our $50. We're going to send you this garbage, and this garbage. Kerry motherfucking Carpenter.
Who the fuck is that guy?
It couldn't even be a refractor to $4.99. Just a sorry ass base auto. Who gives a fuck about Kerry Carpenter? No one. You had, from, again, my understanding, I'll have to go back and look at the odds. Could be wrong on this, but it looked like to pull a 1986 auto was 1 in every 8,000-ish packs. Super tough pull. Again, Carlos Correa doesn't make it valuable. Pull an Ohtani or a Trout or something like that. Even Soto, I believe he was in that set. Acuna, pull one of those guys, and you're talking about big money. Can you imagine if you had an Acuna or a Shohei auto in the 86 and they couldn't redeem it, and then they sent you Kerry Carpenter, or $50 was the offer? I'd hope they'd do better than that. Shohei, would he bet on it? I don't know. His interpreter would, though. Boom. Wouldn't it be something if Ohtani was actually behind that and the guy was covering for him? That'd be hilarious. Saw a meme of that with Pete Rose. Go ahead and flash it in there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. I'm going to go ahead and start ripping some stuff and recording. Be well, everyone.